Alrighty. Howdy Neighbors, and welcome back to Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. Last time we found out Emma is actually a murderer. She murdered Jake's brother with a suit of armor, so that's cool. And now we are accusing, and kind of succeeding, in pinning the forgery and stuff like that on Chief Gant. Anyway, here we go. There's only 3 people I look out for. Me, myself, and I. There. It's out in the open now. Oh, gee. Would you mind if I change my testimony a little? By all means, please do. I want to be anyone's accomplice, if there was nothing in it for me.
Hold it!
And nothing in it for you? Sorry, but the only person I care about is yours truly. That girl, Lana's little sister, was it? If you think I felt sorry for her, you better think again. You're right. You don't feel sorry for anyone. Being tough on crime, tough on people. That's how I was raised. You seem to be lax enough yourself, though. Oh, that's a good one, Worthy. Could there have been something for him? Given his selfishness. Would he have helped someone out? Without an accomplice? True. You might not help out someone for their sake. But if it would benefit you, you might decide to assist someone. Mr. Wright, it appears you're positively determined to portray the chief as an ass man who likes to lend people a hand. That's not what I mean. Very well then. Who is the person you believe Chief Gant may have helped forge the evidence? It'd be Lana, because after that, he helped her become the chief prosecutor.
Take that!
Take that! Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky, the defendant. I believe it's quite obvious in light of the circumstances. Emma Sky fell victim to the unfortunate series of events. Who would want to help her more than her own sister, Lana? And as for Chief Gant, he would also have a reason to help Lana if she asked him to. That reason, of course, is self-profit. Self-profit? What do you mean? If the SL9 incident was resolved, Lana Sky was appointed Chief Prosecutor at the prosecutor's office. The person who arranged this job change was you, Chief Gant. But how would he profit from all this? He would be able to use the Chief Prosecutor as his puppet. Essentially, he would acquire unchecked authority over all investigations. You mean to tell me that despite the Chief's formidable appearance, he plays with puppets? Oh, wait. He must be a puppet as in someone forced to do his bidding. Never mind. Admit it, Chief. You assisted Lana Sky in forging evidence. Your motive? To appoint her as Chief Prosecutor so you can control her. Righto, my boy. You have quite an imagination. Let me ask you something. What? You have proof of this? That I controlled Lana? For example, is Lana testifying that I've done such a thing? Lana, she's keeping quiet to protect Emma. There's no way she'd testify against Gant. I'm afraid without any proof, it's all accounts to nothing more than mere conjecture. Unless, this is also what happened in this incident. This incident? Which one would that be? Who's I'm talking about? The murder of Detective Bruce Goodwin. The Chief Prosecutor has been acting strange throughout this entire trial. And it's as if someone has been controlling her. Worthy, you better watch your tongue. I wouldn't want you to get hurt. So what do you mean? What he means, Your Honor, is that Chief Gant is involved in the murder of Detective Goodman. Not only that, but the Chief is now making Lana take the rap to cover up his involvement. What? Order, 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 I said order! Mr. Wright, can't be serious. This is an affront to the highest-ranking officer in the law enforcement agency. He accused the chief of police of blackmail and murder. It's impossible. Oh, he's your friend, Your Honor. Your Honor, I was merely reiterating. Mr. Edwards said, he needs you to understand language. No. It's too late, Mr. Wright. No turning back for us now. Looks like he's the one who's decided to go through with this. Can you prove this, Mr. Wright? As chief, a high-ranking officer of the law is involved in this murder. Good question. Regardless of his rank or title, Chief Gant is just a man. The question is he a criminal? I believe the evidence will tell. Which piece of evidence? I see. Right then. Let's see what Mr. Wright's got, and it better be good. Here's the evidence that ties Chief Gant to the murder of Detective Goodman. We have so much crap. Like, I'm just looking at everything we have. It's so much. Oh yeah, because he's on top. At 420, nice. It's gonna be wrong. Let's just try it at least. It's the ID card list. Yes, the one that shows who entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. There was one ID on the list that we couldn't determine the owner of yesterday. 777-7777. Sorry, but there's no way you can prove that's my card number. It is your number. Huh? How do you know that? The safe in Chief Gant's office requires a code to open. A 7-digit code. 7 digits. I don't mean... I'm afraid so, Your Honor. The code was 777-7777. The same as the remaining ID card number on the list. Chief Gant. Who entered the evidence room on the day of the crime? Order. Chief Gant. What do you have to say? Nothing. The defense's search in my office was in violation of regulations. And I will demand Mr. Wright be punished in the maximum extent of the law. But right now, this court demands an explanation from you. With the use of this ID card. He's twitching. Chief Gant, so you admit it. You entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. What about it? I Chief Police. Whether it's the evidence room or the bathroom, what's the difference? I can go anywhere I want. Tell me, when you entered the room, were you alone? Let's go to the bathroom alone. As I do with the evidence room. Detective Goodman wouldn't have happened to be with you that day, would he? Of course not. Why would he be? Hadn't seen him in days. Hadn't seen him in days. Chief Gant, I'm afraid you've just undone yourself. On that day, you had to have met with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? Child's purpose is to determine Lana Sky's guilt. No, it isn't, Your Honor. The child's purpose is to determine the truth. If Chief Gant met the victim on the day of the crime, then we need to determine one thing. What transpired during that meeting? In that case, Mr. Wright, I'm gonna have to ask you for evidence. There was proof that the victim met with Chief Gant on the day of the crime. Oh, because he lost his ID card. This one. Detective Goodman lost his ID card on the day of the crime. To be more accurate, Jake Marshall stole it. So Detective Goodman filled out the lost item report. He would have had to give that report to the Chief of Police if you're in possession of that report, which means you can't be sure if you filed it. He filed it. How do I know, you ask? Because he needed to enter the evidence room that day. You needed to. Yes, to transfer the evidence out. Oh. Detective Goodman took the form to you, Chief Gant. Then, you accompanied the detective to the evidence room. I accompanied him? There's no other way the murderer and Detective Goodman could have entered the room. Hold on. Let me guess what you're gonna say next. I really wish you wouldn't, because I don't even know what it's supposed to be. I, the Chief of Police, murdered poor Goodman. I wouldn't be surprised, personally. Exactly. But wait, the Chief didn't necessarily need to accompany him to the evidence room. He could have just lent him his ID card. Yes. Now that you mention it, I believe I might... let me read! Sorry, but that's not possible. According to the record, your card was only used once. And you showed us your ID card earlier. If you had really lent it to Detective Goodman, it would have been found in his body. Aye! What? That scared the crap out of me! Oh, we got taste! Wow! Chief Gant, you didn't. The murder was most likely a spur-of-the-moment crime. For no one in their right mind would choose the police department as a place to commit murder. After the murder, you contacted Lana at the prosecutor's office. Why? The disposal of Detective Goodman's body, of course. Forgetting Mr. Wright. The victim's body was discovered in the prosecutor's office parking lot. I already managed to move it there. I was at the police department the entire day, you know. And everyone was aware that Lana stayed at the prosecutor's office after the ceremony. Everyone except me, it seems. Still, he's Chief of Police. An entire police force at your disposal. I think I just ordered an officer to do it. Hey, you! Take this here dead body over to the prosecutor's office. I don't think so. Chief Gant, you left all the evidence we need to prove how you moved the body to the prosecutor's office. And all this time I thought it was just a useless clue taking up space. How could the Chief have moved the body? Mr. Wright, show us the evidence. To move the victim's body, Chief Gant used this. Edgeworth was driving with a dead body in his trunk. Oh my god, he was driving with a dead body in his trunk. This is how you move Detective Goodman's body. What's this? A screwdriver. What does that have to do with this case? Mr. Edgeworth, think back to the day of the crime. Was this... Oh. What is this screwdriver doing here? It's here because... I was asked to go, by Chief Gant no less. He told me he wanted me to keep it here at the prosecutor's office. In any case, the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here. After the ceremony ended that day, I didn't plan to return to the prosecutor's office. But you did, because Chief Gant asked you to. You mean I... The body was found in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. I think it's obvious what happened. The body was moved by that car. Edgeworth. Detective Goodman's body was carried to the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. Yes. Also, of course, you have another explanation, Chief. Why else would you have asked Mr. Edgeworth to transport evidence from a closed case? There's only one plausible explanation. To transport the body to your accomplice, this Lana's guy. Order! 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 What is going on here? Is there no room for rebuttal to the defense's outrageous accusations? Think back to the photograph Miss Starr took at the prosecutor's office. It was not a photo of the body being stuffed into the trunk to be taken away. It was exactly the opposite. It's a photo of the body being taken from the trunk. Chief Gant, please say something. I believe. Your time's up. My time's up? Alright, but I'm not having lunch with the District Attorney General after this. I have to get going if we're gonna make it in time for the early bird special.
Objection!
But cross-examination isn't finished yet. Remember what I told you earlier. The police chief has all kinds of weapons at his disposal. Weapons? You have the right to refuse to testify. I'm invoking that right now. What? That is not a right to be casually invoked. There are certain risks to be considered.
Objection!
So you're gonna just run away after all this? Run away? To make you laugh, Worthy. I stabbed Will Goodman. That's what you're saying, right? If you had any conclusive evidence, you would have presented it by now. Well, like, you think I had Lana dispose of the body? If so, then show me your proof and get it over with. Say again, Mr. Wright. Damon Gant is the current chief of police. This court will not tolerate any accusations against him without concrete proof. I don't have it. I don't. I really don't. Well, Mr. Wright. Your Honor, do you have any concrete proof that Chief Gant murdered Detective Goodman and made Miss Sky dispose of his body? No. Do I have any concrete proof? No. It's no use showing evidence. I'm not even sure of myself. No, Your Honor. At present, I have no conclusive evidence. COG. In that case, this court is forced to penalize you for your allegations against the chief. Huh? Here's a tip. Never gamble what you can't afford to lose, righto. It seems that Lady Luck was on my side again today. Okay, Edgy. I'll leave the rest to you. I warned you earlier, Mr. Wright. This is an affront to a senior officer of our nation's law enforcement agency. Huh?
Objection!
Lady Luck, Maybe we should have a word with her. Sir Edgeworth, what do you mean? There's one lady who knows the real truth behind this trial. We haven't yet had the honor of hearing her testimony. Lady who knows the truth, another witness. They have still conclusive evidence. The only other method of proof is testimony. Chief Gant has invoked his right to refuse to testify. There's still someone else. One more witness who can answer all the questions raised in this trial. Someone right in this very room. Mr. Edgeworth, who's this person? Why are you asking me, Your Honor? Have you forgotten? The defense is the one calling witnesses today. Mr. Wright, if such a witness exists, she may not be willing to tell the truth, but can't just stop now. Yes, Your Honor. The defense calls forth Lana.
Take that!
Take that! The defendant, Miss Lana Sky. She was in the underground parking lot at 5:15 on February 21st. Her task to dispose of the victim's body, in accordance with a certain someone's orders. Mr. Edgeworth. Prosecution has no objections, Your Honor. Very well, the court will now take its final recess for the day. In 15 minutes, you will reconvene to hear the defendant's testimony. It is now in hold it. Leave me alone. Chief Gant, I thought you were going to eat. Listen good, Lana. Sorry, Lana. I don't think you need me to tell you this. But if you accept Mr. Wright's claims, there will be terrible consequences. That's right. Your sister will be found guilty for Neil Marshall's murder. Isn't good. Of course, you never support such outrageous claims anyway, right? Just something to think about. Alright then. I have a lunch date to meet. He just made her testimony not trustworthy. Okay, if there aren't any further objections, this court is now in recess. February 25th, 2:04 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. Edgeworth? Edgeworth, I think we're fucked. It's you and me, buddy, and I'm pretty sure we are fucked. Looks like we managed to stay in the game. Yeah, thanks for your help, Edgeworth. The Chief. Something else, huh, pals? Why are you here? Detective Gumshoe. Not a detective anymore. Oh yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, don't worry. We decided where to work now. At your office. My office. Sure. You can take the place. I'll take the place of that top-knotted girl you used to work with. What do you mean? Maya? Still. Looks like we're all in movement. Gant's done it again. How does he always get the upper hand? It's not fair, he has the right to refuse to testify. Settle down, Wright. Remember what the judge said. Chief, that's not a right to casually be invoked. There's certain risks to be considered. Risks. What do you mean by that? It's simple. If the chief refuses to testify, the opposite also holds true. I mean, he forfeits his right to say anything, too. Hi! Emma! Are you okay? Yeah, when I came to, I was in the medical office. I was listening to the trial from the gallery. She heard everything that's been going on. Emma, I'm sorry for what I said before. No, don't be. It was the truth. You know, it's funny. I also feel somehow relieved. Relieved? Yeah. I finally know what really happened. I think that all this time, my sister was being blackmailed by that terrible man. And she did it all, just to protect me. Ever since her appointment as chief prosecutor, everyone who knew her said she changed. Perhaps it was easier that way for her. What do you mean? What do you think I mean? Follow Chief Gant's orders. She must have shut herself up deep inside. Forced herself to do anything and everything the chief told her to do. That must be why she became so cold. It's all my fault. Technically, yeah. It's all because I murdered Mr. Marshall. Hey, don't go blaming yourself now. If you want to blame anyone, blame society, pal. Chief Gant may be able to fool everyone else with his forgery. They can't fool my memory. I remember now. And knocked Mr. Marshall into that armor. Let's see. We better get back. It's time for the final act. I feel like we've been finaling for a while. I'm so ready to be done. We're close. I can feel it. I can feel it in my bones. Emma, why don't you wait here? Nope, I'm going in with you. I want to be there. When Lana tells the truth. Let's go, Wright. Time to end this. To be continued. No, I'm rocking this with Edgeworth. Here we go. I would like to save. So I don't have to deal with Gant anymore. February 25th, 2:21 p.m. District Court, Courtroom Number 9. Now then, will the defendant, Miss Lana Skye, please take the stand? Miss Lana Skye, you are the chief prosecutor. I'm sure you're aware of what is required of you. But, Mr. Edgeworth, you already know everything. You know all that I've done these past 2 years. Please provide the court with your testimony, Miss Skye. And remember, you are under oath. We want to hear the truth. Alright, here we go. I feel like we're in the home stretch. I think we got it. I feel like we got it. Of course. The truth. Lana, no matter what happens, I'll always be your sister. Now then, your testimony if you will. First, tell us about your relationship with Chief Gant. Everything hinges on your testimony. You're the only chance we have to get Gant. In his testimony, Gant and the fabrication. I worked alongside Gant for years. There's no truth to the blackmail theory. I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself. When I found the prosecutor Marshall's body, I rearranged the crime scene. The only motivation was to get Dark convicted. It had nothing to do with Emma. Are you sure about this testimony? Your Honor, I'm confessing it to a capital offense, of course I'm sure. But Lana, this is true. And that means Chief Gant had nothing to do with this. That's what I've been telling you from the beginning. Please, Mr. Wright. You've got to help her. She's sacrificing herself because of me. What if she's telling the truth? She's not. I know my own sister. If she speaks stiffly like this, she's hiding something inside. Deep down, she's really screaming in agony. Yeah. There's no time to start second-guessing myself. The defense may now begin its cross-examination. Cross-examination. Gant and the fabrication. Gant and the fabrication. Noel's on Gant for years. How many years exactly? Ever since I made senior detective. Let's see, I was 24 then. So that would be 5 years. Detective Gant and Detective Sky were legendary partners. I personally saw them testify in numerous cases. She must have been good, if the same school as Mia. Damon Gant was a respectable detective, that's why. There's no truth in this blackmail theory. But but think about it, Miss Sky. You didn't murder Detective Goodman. You told me as much yesterday in jail. You don't get it, do you, Mr. Wright? Any testimony you cannot present in court is as useless as idle gossip. I stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife. And? I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself. Did you do so to help your sister? Joe Dark was a serial killer. My sister almost became his last victim that day. I didn't want that incident to ruin her life. But what she did was justifiable self-defense. She wouldn't have been charged with anything. That's not the point. I was traumatized that day, all because of that creep. That's why I couldn't forgive him. That's why he fabricated the evidence 2 years ago. When I found the prosecutor and Marshall's body, I rearranged the crime scene. You say you did this all by yourself? Yes. Would you mind telling us what you found when you arrived at the crime scene? It seems I was the first person to discover the scene. The broken prosecutor award knife stuck in the victim's body. What? Prosecutor Marshall died from an unfortunate accident. It's only a situation you dreamed was possible. The reality is, it was my sister who took the prosecutor's life. But as I will, Mr. Wright, I'll never change the statement. And Prosecutor Marshall wound up being killed by Dark. Something like that. If that's so, what happened to the other murder weapon? Dark was carrying a switchblade knife. Oh, I was lying on the floor, a little distance away. It was probably knocked away in a struggle. That's not how it went down. She's trying to cover up her lies with more lies. Oh, just to protect me. So when you found the scene like this, what did you do? After all, this is what everything boils down to. Yes. Broke off Chip and Dark's knife, planted it inside of the wound, and moved the body. How? You planted the tip of Dark's knife in the victim's wound, then you moved the body? Why? Why would you do that? You of all people should know, Edgeworth. You've always had a good head on your shoulders. That isn't that bad. But maybe you ought to ask for the sake of the others. We know why the knife was planted. Why'd you leave the body? When you showed up to the scene, where exactly was the victim's body? It was where you deduced it was, at Chief Gant's desk. And the body was found by your desk. Why did you move it there? The reason for that is simple. Let's have the witness explain that in more detail. The reason Miss Sky moved the body. The piece of the jar was shattered during the events threatened my plan. Your plan? It would be this jar. I'm just gonna do this.
Objection!
Miss Sky, I understand how you feel. You committed that crime 2 years ago to protect your sister. I mean the forgery of the scene where Neil Marshall was murdered. If the truth were to be exposed now, the past 2 years of your life will have been in vain. Even so, I'm compelled to bring to everyone's attention a significant contradiction within your testimony. Contradiction in my testimony. Testified, and I quote, "The pieces of the jar were scattered during the events threatening my plan." That's right. You have a problem with that? Simple oversight, really. You see, a message was written on the jar in the victim's blood. Yes, the prosecutor must have written in his final moments. Exactly so. That's where the contradiction lies. In order for the victim to be able to write his message on the jar, it must have died from bourbon before he died. He couldn't have written Emma's name in a shattered jar. Order, order. Your Honor, it would appear more information is needed in regard to this jar and its bloody message. We may be missing something crucial here. Something crucial, or critical. Chief Prosecutor, it seems you're as in the dark as we are, with the truth toward which we're headed. What? You saw exactly what you saw. We'll piece together the information to arrive to the truth. Very well. The witness may now continue her testimony. Actually, she will not, because I'm going to go ahead and end this episode here. So, thank you very much for watching, and hopefully, I will see you later.